Good evening, you're now with me, Lorenzo Isaac for TVS Nightline. Here are the headlines for tonight. Sarawak reaffirms commitment to developing its tourism sector while prioritizing biodiversity conservation. Sarawak State Disaster Management Committee mobilizes its entire machinery to face the upcoming flood season. Sarawak is steadfast in its commitment to developing the tourism sector while prioritizing biodiversity conservation across the board. According to the Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, adventure and eco-tourism are among the most effective forms of tourism as they not only provide visitors with profound experiences but also instill an appreciation for the environment.
These experiences must be managed responsibly to ensure that they do not compromise the very environments that made them possible. This means crafting policies, designing programs, and implementing strategies that allow tourism to flourish without jeopardizing our ecological or cultural heritage. Sarawak's commitment to bridging theory and practice. In Sarawak, we are guided by a comprehensive approach to sustainable tourism that goes beyond rhetoric. Our policies are informed by scientific research, best practices and local knowledge.
He said this in a tax speech delivered by Sarawak Minister of Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts, Dato' Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah, at the opening ceremony of Hornbill at ICAE 2024 in Miri earlier today. He also emphasized that innovation is key to achieving sustainability in adventure and ecotourism. Sarawak, he said, is exploring advanced technologies to monitor environmental impacts, enhance visitor experiences, and promote conservation efforts.
Geographic Information System, or GIS, for example, have enabled us to map our protected areas and assess their ecological health, while remote sensing technology helps us to detect changes in land use that might threaten biodiversity.
Additionally, he said Sarawak is leveraging digital platforms to study visitor behavior, develop targeted marketing strategies to attract responsible tourists, and raise awareness about its conservation efforts. With the theme Sustainability in Adventure and Ecotourism, Bridging Theory and Practice, Hornbill at ICAE spans 3 days in Miri, running from December 10th to 12th.
The Sarawak State Disaster Management Committee, SDMC, has mobilized its entire machinery to face the flood season with high levels of readiness. Deputy Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Amar Douglas Ugahambas, come SDMC chairman, announced that all agencies involved have demonstrated strong dedication to ensure thorough preparation and express satisfaction with their level of readiness. A total of 7,507 personnel from various agencies, along with critical assets, have been placed on standby to ensure the safety and welfare of the people.
Looks like everybody are ready. Jadi for your information, dari segi kekuatan anggota dan logistik, bagi PDRM, they have 1,406 personnel, Bomba 1,462, APM 2,759, JKM, Jabatan Kebajikan Malaysia, Masyarakat Malaysia 1,880. Jadi jumlah pegawai dan anggota di seluruh Sarawak yang telah digerak untuk bersiap siaga telah 7,507. All the agencies are asked to stand by lah. So they memang stand by.
UGA highlighted that critical assets have been deployed to face the possibility of floods. The assets include 214 boats, 3 jet skis, 263 four-wheel drive vehicles, 78 lorries, 32 ambulances, 152 motorcycles, 2 buses, 4 helicopters and 15 drones.
Bagi pangkalan hadapan, kita ada 31 pangkalan hadapan bencana. Kita ada 1 depo simpanan bencana in Semarahan, in Kota Semarahan. Main one. And kita ada 2 mini depo simpanan bencana. But we have 31 pangkalan hadapan bencana. That is very important for us to store makanan-makanan untuk kita agihkan apabila ada satu kejadian. Pusat pemindahan kita ada 661 buah seluruh Sarawak.
He spoke to reporters at a press conference after chairing an SDMC meeting at Wisma Bapa Malaysia earlier today. Meanwhile, he said SDMC is also strengthening collaboration with welfare agencies to ensure sufficient food supplies at all forward operating bases and evacuation centres.
The integrated rabies enforcement operation held from April 29 to May 3rd as part of a pilot project will be expanded to include high-risk areas affected by the outbreak. Deputy Premier Sarawak, Dato' Amar Douglas Ukahambas, said the pilot project carried out by SDMC in collaboration with relevant agencies had successfully achieved its objectives.
The operation was conducted to identify unvaccinated and unlicensed pet dogs.
Kita telah beritahu tadi pilot project berjaya. Jadi kita akan continue the same normal pilot, tapi kita akan menambahkan kawasan-kawasan. Projek itu adalah diadakan di Kuching. Di Kuching, then Kuching the next round, then we'll decide mana. Rabies is still an issue bagi kita di Sarawak ini.
The pilot project, according to him, was initiated in Kuching, the area most at risk for the outbreak.
Memang pada mulanya kita punya pendapatan yang lebih kurang antara 5 dan 6 bilion. Tetapi apabila saya telah diversify struktur ekonomi kita, ia meningkat hinggalah ke tahun ini kita mendapat hasil 14 bilion yang tertinggi dan kita mempunyai bajet untuk kita belanja untuk 2025 sebanyak 15.8 bilion. Sekarang kita dah diiktiraf sebagai negeri yang mempunyai pendapatan tinggi oleh World Bank, tapi kita berkendakkan median income dan low income ni, household income juga meningkat. Jadi ini mesti melalui pendidikan.
Jangan lupa saksikan temu bual khas Pasca Belanjawan Sarawak 2025 pada Rabu jam 8.15 malam di TVS saluran 122 MyTV, Nify TV dan Astro.
Welcome back. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim has emphasized that housing projects, especially affordable homes, must address human-centric aspects and the basic needs of the people. He said that while pursuing development progress, it is crucial to avoid neglecting fundamental housing requirements for the community as a whole. Anwar added that affordable housing development should not only provide comfort for the people but must also be of high quality.
Ya, kalau orang kaya dia ada kolam yang agak bermutu tinggi, sekurang-kurangnya untuk rakyat ada kolam umum yang boleh dimanfaatkan. Kalau orang kaya boleh main golf, sekurang-kurangnya rakyat ada padang permainan untuk anak-anak mereka. Jadi kita berikan ruang sekadar kita mampu upaya supaya mereka merasakan mereka itu sebahagian daripada masyarakat. Dan negara itu mengiktiraf peranan mereka.
Anwar stressed that despite celebrating the country's achievement in other fields, it would be insufficient if affordable housing projects for the people were neglected. He was speaking at the Joint Development Agreement signing ceremony for the Bakat Baru Madani affordable housing between Penang Development Corporation, PDC Properties and Skyworld earlier today. To world news, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu appeared in court in Tel Aviv today to testify for the first time in his ongoing corruption trial, facing charges of bribery, fraud and breach of trust in 3 separate cases. Netanyahu is the first sitting Israeli Prime Minister to stand trial. The hearing, held in an underground chamber for security reasons, drew significant public interest. Netanyahu, who has repeatedly sought to delay his appearance, defended himself vigorously at a press conference the day before.
אני שמעתי בתקשורת שאומרים שאני רוצה להתחמק מהמשפט. שמעתם את זה? כן. אני רוצה להתחמק. איזה הבל הבלים. 8 שנים אני מחכה ליום הזה. 8 שנים אני מחכה להציג את האמת. 8 שנים אני מחכה לפוצץ סופית את ההאשמות ההזויות והמופרכות שכוונו נגדי.
The trial, which began in May 2020 and has faced numerous delays, centers on 3 key cases. The first alleges that Netanyahu and his wife, Sarah, accepted over $260,000 worth of luxury goods, including cigars and champagne, from billionaires such as Hollywood producer Arnon Milchan and Australian businessman James Packer in exchange for political favors. In the second case, Netanyahu is accused of negotiating with Arnon Moses, publisher of Yedioth Ahronoth, for favorable media coverage by agreeing to weaken a rival newspaper. The third case involves claims that Netanyahu facilitated a telecoms merger for his friend Shaul Elovich in a return for positive coverage on the news website Walla. Netanyahu denies all charges and has filed multiple requests for postponements, citing Israel's conflict in Gaza and Lebanon and his demanding schedule as prime minister. Netanyahu's critics argue the trial is an essential step toward holding a corrupt leader accountable. They accuse him of prolonging regional conflicts to evade justice and of clashing with Israel's judiciary to weaken the courts. China has deployed dozens of ships around Taiwan in its largest maritime mobilization in years, as Beijing expressed anger over Taiwanese President Lai Ching-te's recent stopovers in the U.S. Taiwan's Defense Ministry reported that over 90 Chinese naval and Coast Guard ships were operating along the so-called First Island chain, which includes Okinawa, Taiwan, and the Philippines. The latest maneuvers have also included a record number of Chinese aircraft detected near Taiwan, with 47 flights recorded in a single day. This follows similar spikes in activity during major Chinese drills in response to Lai's National Day speech in October. Beijing, which claims Taiwan as its territory and has not ruled out force to achieve unification, has conducted 4 large-scale military exercises in just over 2 years.
我们是以目前这一次的这个规模跟前面这4次来去做比较，是最大的，是相当大的。就是说，我们所谓大，目前来说主要是指是它海上的部队的一个动态。舰艇数吗？还是？相对于不只是舰艇数，就是规模包含它的部署的方式。
While Beijing has not publicly announced the drills, its foreign ministry asserted that China would resolutely defend its sovereignty. Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Lorenzo Isaac. Thank you for watching and have a good night.